things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why should thou die before thy time? It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this, yea, also from this withdraw not thine hand. For he that feareth the I am shall come forth of them all. Wisdom strengtheneth itself the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. For there is not a just man upon the earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Also take no heed unto all the words that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee. For oftentimes also thine own heart knoweth that thyself likewise hast cursed others. All of this have I proved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is afar off and exceeding deep, who can find it out? I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reasons of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even the foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Who pleases the I am shall escape from her. Whoso pleaseth the I am shall escape from her. For the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this I have found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Ecclesiastes chapter 14, verses 15 through 29. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening on this, should I say, 6th day of the week. We're coming upon the 7th day, which is tomorrow evening. Yes, tomorrow evening, evening to evening. Many have gotten the Sabbath way off. And with that in store, I say, happy Sabbath. Rest in peace. Yes, rest in peace. That's all it means. Shabbat shalom. You rest in peace. That's all. Rest in peace. Before the I am. Before the Almighty. Before. Rest in peace. This is what it's all about. Peace. Peace of mind. Peace of heart. Peace in your spirit. This is what you want. With peace, there is no want. When you can sit as a baby who rested and sleep and rest in his parent's hand. Don't necessarily have to be the mother. It can be the father. The baby is resting at peace. Yes. So we're in the book of Job, chapter 11. Yes, chapter 11. Now, here's another man, after Job has looked to himself and his weaknesses and to how, and asking God, why is this happening to me when to myself, I know I'm keeping what my father had taught me. Even his father Moses, whom had taught his father Shem. And Shem had taught his sons, and their father taught their sons. Somewhere there's a cat on the line, and information just didn't get down to every Israelite, every tribe of these sons. No. But God is known throughout all the world, even before this Jesus ever came. When you have to take over a land and enslave people and cause people to be deleted because of their unbelief, that is a problem. Now see, Israel didn't really do that. They just took over the land that God told them to take back from their cousin, who was Ham, his son Canaan, and all his hordes that were warned. If you read the book of Jubilees, they were warned not to settle in that land, for it was given unto the tribes of Shem. And this is what prompted Noah when Ham did what he did. He said, "Cursed be Canaan." He didn't say, "Cursed be Africa." He didn't say, "Cursed be all my other children." He said, "Cursed be Canaan." That's what he said. Don't let these folks, them folks, get you all in a pickle. No, don't do that. Because the fact is, Canaan was cursed, and his curse is over with. In that he was a servant of servants. Israel was a servant unto Egypt, and Canaan was a servant unto Israel. And Jebus is the city of David, even where the temple of Solomon is located, even to this day. Yes, and there are some stones upon another. See, this is why they cannot take it. And then you have some say, even in Jebus, oh, it's not surrounded by mountains. But why do you want to be surrounded by a bunch of mountains in close proximity, and then you can't see your enemies coming? But these mountains that it was surrounded by, if you go to the real Jerusalem, where you have the Rastafarian brother, explains it. Although he is still swayed by Christianity, but still he explains how that you can see your enemies from afar, and you can see the mountains from afar. It is surrounded by mountains. See, the trick is, many of you think a mountain, when they describe a mountain in the book, you think it's supposed to be this high and lofty mountain. This mountain thousands of feet, like Kilimanjaro and Everest and all the rest. No. Please, give me a break. When they say mountains, that's what they mean. Mountains. A high place. Now, this was English translation. Now, you have to really understand. You have to find out what the original translation was. It really is what we call a hill. These mountains that they talk about, they were high hills, yes, surrounded by them. Yes, and it's good to be on a high mountain where you can see your enemies approaching from afar off. God is not foolish. Now, in the book of Job, then answered Zophar. Now, Zophar is coming at Job now. Here's the Satan coming at Zophar, entering his mind, giving him words to say. When Zophar do not know why or how God is doing what he's doing. This is why you have to watch out for people. They can be led by the Satans, and you don't know the law, statutes, ordinances, and commandments of the Most High would be taken by these things. Even if you are doing wicked, those things that are in you from the laws, commandments, statutes, and ordinances will conflict with the life that you're living, and you will change your ways. But if you do not know God's laws and what God requires of you, even your heart tells you you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be worshiping other idols or devils or entities. They might call him son of God or a demigod. This is all after Greek and Egyptian mythology. You have to realize the Greeks stole Egyptians' gods. They did. Now you have to look at the fact is you say, well, Egyptians were the first civilization. No, they was not. The first civilization was over what we call the Americas. Because why? Even the pyramids are older than those of Egypt. Okay. Now that's a natural fact. That is a fact right there. Now you take it from there how you want to take it. Then Zophar the Naamathite said, should not the multitude of words be answered, and should a man full of talk be justified? He said, man, you say a lot of words and you just full of talk. Okay? Should thy lies? And he called Job a liar. Here's a man that when we go back into the gist of things, we see that Job was really honored by God before the Satans, who are really our accusers. He accused God before us, and he accused us to God. This is a deceiver, a liar. Yes, he might tell the truth about you, but if you're doing that which is right, he would cause something else to happen. He cannot lie to God, really. There's no lie that a Satan can tell to God, but he can use trickery and deceit. Now, he will lie to you, yes. Now, or they will lie to you. It's not just he. There's no spirit equal to God. No flesh equal to God. God doesn't come down here for, would you turn yourself into a robot with all kind of things and say you begotten a son? You must be watching too many Alitas or cyborg movies. No. We have to be more wise than that. And then you do what you will with that robot. And that's what really they have made robots to do with men, what men will to that robot if they have the right money. Whether it's sick or it's to the betterment of humanity. Could be sick though. But he says, should thy lies, in verse 3, make men hold their peace? And should a man full of talk be justified? And no man make thee ashamed? That's verse 3. For thou hast said, my doctrine is pure, my teaching is pure. That's what doctrine means. Teaching is pure. I am clean in thine eyes. He's saying, you said you're clean and you're pure and you're clean in God's eyes. But oh, that the I am would speak and open his lips against thee. See, this Zophar does not even know what happened in the realm that he does not see. And that he should show thee the secrets of wisdom. This is verse 6. That they are double to that which is. Know therefore that the I am exacted of thee less than thy iniquity deserveth. These Satans, these fallen spirits, these devils as you called them, they are very wise. They know more than you. They understand the secrets of the universe. They know how the pyramids were built. They know which civilization was which, and they know how to plant information to trip you up. But they cannot do it without God's plan. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read it, study it, know it. For that is what is happening. So they give permission to speak through this man Zophar in their wisdom of what they have witnessed throughout their creation. It's the truth. He said he would show these secrets and wisdom, but they're lying to Job. That they are double. Know therefore that God exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth. Now, that's a truth. But are they telling the truth to him? In verse 7 he says, canst thou by searching find out God? None of us can. See, you hear the people in their bitterness talk, why God killed this, why God allowed this, why God does this. Can you by searching find out why God did it? But there's a simple way. The commandments, statutes, ordinances, and laws of the Most High. Everything hangs on the law. Statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High. Regardless of whether you believe God, whether you're atheist, whether you're Christian or Muslim or pagan or whatever you call them, or in any of their denominations. It all hangs on the law, from blessings to curses. All hangs on the law. There is nothing that can escape the law of the Most High, because the Most High is the law. For that word came forth from him. Not in the beginning was the word, and the word became flesh. No, that's fairy tale stuff. Oh, I finally became flesh of a virgin who God had sex with, or some angel or something had sex with. And now I am here. How foolish can we be? I was that foolish at one time. That's really stupid. Idiotic, dumb. But yet, the wisest of us, we still preach those things today without even realizing how idiotic that concept is. Because we fail to realize the other parts of scriptures, the other books that have been presented, and to search knowledge each and every day. And that's the failure of the Ethiopian church, to allow these scriptures to be put into the sacred writings and the historical account of the children of Jacob. Yes, it is. And also other churches. See, church is just a metaphor to replace the children of Jacob. You cannot replace the children of Jacob, for they are the children of promise. There was no church of promise. No, there was no church of promise. But there was only Israel that God had promised. And all that would join Israel, or the children of Jacob, or the Israelites, not counting those who are counterfeit, no. These are the children of promise. And their sin will not enter in that eternity with their king, even the I am. He says, cannot by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? Can you understand his origins? Can you understand his end? Can you understand how he does such a thing? He might reveal to you some things. But everything is governed by laws. See, many of us don't know. Everything is governed by laws. When you mix those laws up, you come out with an abomination. If a woman comes and has sex with an animal and then gets pregnant, if she gets pregnant, she will come out with an abomination, because she has went against the laws that was set for her to multiply after your kind, humankind. Now that could be white, black, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's human. A lion is a lion, a monkey is a monkey, a bear is a bear, a snake is a snake, after their kind. Does a snake, female snake, create another snake? No, they have to copulate. The seed has to get in there. The mitochondrial DNA is just simply what's inside that cell. The egg is a cell. And what you talking about, they're talking about some old stuff, and then you have these Egyptologists and all these old crazy folks talking about mitochondrial. It's just, that's how the man and the woman takes on some of the features of their parent. Yes. And features of their dad comes through what? The cell of the sperm. And it also has a mitochondrial. It's inside the sperm. Don't let these people bamboozle you. It's just what's inside the cell. That's all it is. Now, let's get on with it. And that's DNA. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, it could be rogue DNA. It could be any kind of DNA. The baby could come out white and they're both parents black because of what's inside that cell. You don't know how far back your history goes, or what the then there is where the female in her cells might have some type of DNA that would render the baby white, albino, or whatever. Okay, I give you that. All right. But no, you do not create people. This is really a pet peeve of mine, I guess, because women try to be men, and women, these men are walked out of their gender, tried to make the woman God. No, she's not God. Not when men can dominate her and put her in a place, either way. And it is high. Verse 8, it is as high as heaven. What canst thou do deeper than hell? What canst thou know? Now the word hell, what canst thou find deeper than the depths? What canst thou know? Hell. See, there is no such thing as hell. If you read the book of Enoch, there's a place for the wicked and there's a place for the righteous. That's it. There's no hell. Whatever that is, I don't know where they get that word from. Deeper than the depths. You can call torment. Hell can mean tormenting. Yes, look it up. 9, the measure thereof is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. In other words, you cannot know God by trying to find God out or the I am out. If the I am cut off and shut up or gathered together, then who can hinder the I am? They bring the I am down to that of a man giving the I am a gender. When the I am has no gender, the I am is a spirit. For the I am knoweth vain men, and seeth wickedness also, and will not consider it. Yes, he knows, or should I say the I am knows. For vain men would be wise, though a man be born like a wild ass's coat. In other words, you know the word barbarian means dumb. I believe in the Hebrew language, barbarian means dumb. You have dumb people. It's written in the book by Anubantu and Gert Miller, The History of the Ancient Hebrews and Arabs. If you want to know where I get my definitions from. Dumb. Barbaric. Dumb. They do dumb stuff. Like murder, stealing, killing, destroying, dividing. Dumb stuff. Because why is it dumb? The Most High sees these actions among the children of men. So they're dumb in thinking that no one sees. He says, but vain men would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass coat. But if thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thine hands toward the I am, if iniquity be in thy hand, but put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle. Here's this Satan through Zophar telling Job really a truth in him, in this Satan trying to accuse Job of lies through Zophar. So he's creating a situation. He's trying to draw Job into a confession and to curse God and die, as he came through his wife and told and mentioned for him to curse God and die. But God knew the heart of Job. The I am knew the heart of Job. He knew that Job would not break or fold under this pressure. This is a lot of pressure. If thou prepare thy heart, stretch out thy hands toward the I am. If iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away. And let not the wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. And accusing Job of wickedness when Job even was paranoid by our standards to make sure that everything was in pleasing with the Most High according as Job understood the laws that were taught by his elders. For then thou shalt lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast and not fear. Okay, because thou shalt forget thy misery and remember it as waters that pass away, and thy age shall be clearer than the noonday. Thou shalt shine forth, thou shalt be as the morning, and thou shalt be secure, because there is hope. Yea, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take the rest in safety. Thou shalt also lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Isn't this not in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28? If you keep the commandments, statutes, and ordinances of the Most High, None shall make thee afraid, yea, many shall make suit unto thee. This Satan knows that speaking through this man called Zophar. Yes. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as giving up the ghost. This is the truth. He's telling the truth. Zophar is telling the truth according to the sway of evil spirits on the minds and hearts of men, according to Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Abram understood this truth, that you have a spiritual world governing the minds of those around you, unless there's only one way you and I can even battle and defeat these things. We not just saying the word of God. That can mean anything. But we're saying the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High is the tool and the sword. It's not the Bible itself. You can have all the history and all the stuff you want to. Doesn't matter. But the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High are what gives us the power, the tools to defeat this Satan and please the Most High. Because we want to please the Most High in all that we do. That's why we adhere to the dietary laws, the laws of Sabbath, which is, again, the new moon. God works by nature. The I Am is nature. The I Am works by nature. By you taking the pagan Saturdays, Sundays, or whatever days you have been programmed to take. Saturday is a program, a pagan program. And you've been deceived to observe on Saturday. You are pagan. You are in sin. And the Satans know this. You have to build the temple in the pattern that God has shown you. And this truth is about that you might be redeemed. But the fact is, because of your position and because of your social needs, you stay locked into this false narrative or this lie, to put it straight. But every seventh day after the new moon until the next new moon is the original Sabbath. That is the Sabbath. That's it. It's nature. It shifts from day to day. Even, should I say, Ezra and Nehemiah, they understood this. They had to lock up the gates to Jerusalem because the heathen and those backwards Israelites did not understand the Sabbath day. Do you not know the Gregorian calendar is the same as the ancient Egyptian calendar? It's pagan, period. Your Saturdays, your Fridays, and all these pagan names they give them in disguise to make you think it's natural. You're in sin, transgression against the law. But your sin is ignorance. Some of you are not ignorant. You know these, but because of your position and the way you have swayed others, you cannot leave what you know is false. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. You're going to die. And you're going to see that place that Enoch describes for the dead that have not repented or turned to the commandments, statutes, ordinances of the Most High. And if we do those things, we will have